What's up, all? It is time for an update on R5. What's up, all? Welcome back. Here's another update for R5. I know it's been a while since I've posted that last video, but unfortunately, this video is about how things can come up in the entirety of this build. So, life is going to get the better of you. You're going to have to take a break. You're going to have to kind of budget things. And I want to make this video real quick just to show you what you can do in the process while you're waiting for stuff. Now, in my case, I had a little bit of family loss, so I took some time off. And I had another vendor show that I had booked at the end of October. So I was kind of busy. I had to put everything aside to get ready for the show, be with family, things like that. So these kind of things, unfortunately, will happen during one of these builds. Now, these builds do not happen overnight, unfortunately, but they do take some time. Now, granted, with the new technology and everything like that, we can certainly print these a heck of a lot faster, but you're still going to run into some issues. Now, there's still like money that has to be involved and things like that, and that's why I want to make this video. So in my instance, I know I promised you guys I'd be having a dome video coming out. Well, I had to wait for that expense because it just wasn't in my budget for right now. So I can't get the Lazy Susan at the moment, but I can, however, work on some other stuff. Now, if you're like me, you like building stuff, helmets, droids, everything like that, you're going to have paint. You're going to have the extra stuff. You're going to have sandpaper. And that's why I wanted to put this video together to show you what you can do while you wait for these expenses to come in. Now, I, however, have taken my stuff to a little bit more than what the videos have shown. So I've gone ahead. I've already printed off foot shells. I've printed off quite a few things, but we'll get into those videos later. And I'm just doing that for me because I have the filament. I didn't have to spend the money, and I can just start printing this stuff. And again, that's what this video is for. If there's stuff that you haven't printed yet, such as the body greeblies or foot shells or battery boxes, just anything you haven't printed yet, and you have to wait for that expense and you've got that filament ready to go, print them off. Get those pieces going so at least you can get ahead or stay on pace to make sure you don't lose interest. Now, a lot of times too, you're going to get into some frustrating moments where you're going to walk away for a minute and just be like, okay, I think I'm done. But don't do that, because I assure you, pushing through that process is going to make you so much more appreciative of getting this done, showing what you've done for your build, that you're just going to appreciate the build more in itself. So I highly recommend keep pushing through it. If you have to take a break, but get yourself motivated to get back into it. And unfortunately, yes, I had to take a break, and I've got myself motivated back into doing this now, which is great. So let me show you guys what I have done. So as you can see, foot shells are done. I did split them, printed off just the outer ones for right now. I'll come back to the centers later, but yeah, don't be afraid to get. Now the body's definitely come a long way since the last time you all saw it. I've gone through, I've done a lot of sanding, filling in seams, got a couple trouble spots still to go, but overall very happy with how this is turning out and should be done here in the next couple days. And I've got a lot of the body greeblies themselves done. I need to finish off the other door and get those horseshoes painted, but I also had the utility arms done in red as well and tested those in R2's body. So now you're probably asking yourself, well, what color paints did I use? Well, let's get into that next. Some of them are a little pricey, some of them are very cheap. I did what was recommended for the spec for the build, but you can certainly use your own paints, especially if you're going for a customized droid, if you don't want the actual classic colors of any of these. So let's head out to the garage real quick, and I'll show you what I used. Okay, time to talk paint. First off, Rustoleum automotive filler primer. I love this stuff. It works great. You basically will sand down your parts down with 80 grit, start using your filler primer, and just kind of going from there. I love the stuff. It works great. It takes about 5 cans total to get the body ready for paint, and I'm just about there as itself. So for paint color, I'm sticking with what is somewhat recommended. Now, normally I would get a satin finish, but unfortunately they didn't have any, but it's not the end of the world. It's the exact same color, just a different finish. So I'm going to get this for my main body color. and then I'll be using the satin clear enamel over top. That's going to protect the paint very nicely. It will also work out really well for weathering. That's a good combination that works great. And as you saw in my R2 for previous videos and shorts that I've done, it really does look nice. Moving on, for the blue color that you saw, this is the Duplicolor Sonic Blue Pearl. Now I know I have to clean that nozzle, and I'll take care of that later when I go to spray it again. But this stuff is becoming a little bit more rare to find. My local AutoZone now carries U-Pol. They don't carry Duplicolor anymore, which is kind of odd. I don't know why, but you cannot find this color very much anymore. But luckily, the O'Reilly, a little bit further up the road, still carries it. I would highly recommend, if you choose to go this route, to get as many cans as you can and just put them away, because you never know if you need to repaint anything. And it's just nice to have that color. So I highly recommend getting some multiples of that and just sitting on them, because you never know. Luckily, I've still got about 5 or 6 cans, and I may still pick up a few more. So once I get that sprayed, I then finish it with a 1K clear coat. Now the Duplicolor 1K clear is an absolute amazing clear coat. It's definitely a little bit more budget friendly than the 2K clear. What's nice about this is there is no second part that you have to add to it to harden and waste. This is basically you can open it up, spray it, use it till it's gone. No real shelf life on it. But this stuff works great with this. Now, if you want to go with the actual paint scheme that they did in the movies, where they used a purple base coat, then the blue over it, and then the clear, you can certainly do that if you want that little purple effect. But I just like the blue, and that's just my preference. Moving on, the silver that you saw is this universal silver metallic. Now, this is the exact same paint that I used when I built Huyang, and I get tons of compliments saying how he looks like he's metal. And the combination between this silver and this clear coat, I just think it looks incredible. It comes out great. It works out really nicely for greeblies and metal bits, and I think it's a great combination. So then basically these are what you want for your R2 build. This, again, my preference. This is what I like to use. Obviously, if you're doing custom, you can do whatever you want. But if you want to go with an R2 build, this is what I use, and that's what I recommend. Now, in my case here, I'm also doing R5, so he needs red. And what color red am I using? Plain old Rustoleum again, and I'm using the apple red satin. And this is just a great red. It's a recommended red for people that use it to build R5. It's as close to the screen paint job as possible, which is nice. It's not exact, but it's certainly close, hitting it with the satin clear, and it comes out great, as you saw in that door piece that I showed you with all the greeblies. So again, there's always things to do. Things are going to come up. You may not be able to afford something at the moment. I do plan on ordering that Lazy Susan very soon, because I've also decided that I'm not going to use that cast dome. I'm actually 3D printing one now, so I'll be able to do this whole build with you guys when I get to the dome as well. So if you're looking for stuff to do and you're kind of stuck and you can't afford something at the moment, if you've got the filament and want to print off a greebly or another part that may not be a structural part, just use those same settings that I've been talking about in previous videos. This way you're just kind of going along with it. You're not just staying still, but it's also keeping you motivated of, oh good, I got another part done. This is kind of getting exciting again. You want that mentality. You don't want to burn yourself out either. So these are a little bit of a complex build, unfortunately, but again, you just keep plugging away with things and they'll eventually be there. So again, I know it's not a very long video, but this is what I'm highly recommending to do for right now. If the budget's not there or the timing's not there and you're kind of stuck and you don't know what to do, start doing the body work, start filling those seams, start getting some greeblies painted, anything to just kind of keep you motivated so you're not losing interest or burning yourself out. trying to figure out what to do. Not so much burning yourself out, but if you're looking for something to do itself, you know, I would just recommend doing this. But yeah, it's pretty much all I have this time around. I will have a video coming out at some point with the dome and the drive motors and everything else. Now I'm debating if I want to do the video based on 3D printing the 3D printed shells or the foot frames, or if I just want to do the scavenger drive upgrades as well and just talk about that, because there's just a lot of issues with the 3D printed stuff. I'm debating on what I want to do with that. So till then, I'll catch you guys later. I just want to get this video out saying, hey, don't give up, keep working on stuff, and I assure you, it's going to pay off. Even if you have to wait a week or two till some finances come in to get a part or get a roll of filament, or I mean, if you just have the time to kill and you want to keep building away, then definitely reach out and I can certainly you know, guide you along the way without the video. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one, and yeah, I'll see you later.